Start a revolution of love. I give myself permission to be big and take up space. I allow myself to mess up and learn. I give myself love, even when I fall flat on my face. I love myself enough to know when my energy is no longer desired. And I love the collective enough as a whole that I will get up and move seats or even leave. Even in those moments when I'm completely just exhausted and tired. I love myself even with my flaws. I am not too much to handle. I am heartbroken for those still trapped in their ways. It's why I will continue to shine my light so ever brightly, like the best of candles. It is okay if we do not agree, and I let go of my need to understand. I have found it so much more healing for me to let go of thoughts given previously while enduring my time in that cult land. I allow myself to grab the mic. I will speak up for all of the little guys. If this world is ever going to be love and light, I vow to be an eager part of that for the sake of the whole collective stride. I vow to make amends always and not let myself live in fear. I see my behaviors for what they are. I appreciate the universe and for the many opportunities to look back in my personal mirrors. I allow myself to speak my truth, even if no one else agrees. Maybe if I say that thing everyone is so damn afraid of, the situations will settle, and everyone can find their own sense of comfort and ease. I allow myself to be fully present. I give no unnecessary time to my past. I recognize when I've outgrown anything that doesn't serve me, even if it's people or places I thought would forever last. I give love to those who choose their pain, as that is their journey and their cycle to break. It is not my job to make people feel better. It is not my job to make people feel better. I have a new earth to go help co-create. With love from a recovering codependent. I originally wrote that piece back in March. No. I didn't write that piece back in March. I wrote this, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of another piece. I'm in a very triggered space right now, and my brain's a little scattered. You guys are seeing me do this live in the moment. There's no you guys, I don't know who's gonna get this. There's no purpose behind this just yet. But due to unforeseen events within the workspace that I'm a collective a part of, I experienced some very unexpected unprofessionalism from people who claim to be in business much longer than me. And I have enjoyed my time in this space. I have gotten to know quite a few of the people very well, and I really like them. And the people that this is coming from are not those people. And I have to stay vague at this point for legality purposes, because this regards my small business. And I will leave it there. But it is now what it is today. It is Tuesday morning. It is 3:23 in the morning. this fogginess, this craziness, I'm going to. You know what? I didn't know what I was getting on here to film. I just really wanted to read my poem because I wrote that actually last month. That's when it was, about a month ago. Sorry. And I was opening my poetry book tonight to write in it, to process some of the triggering that I am actively dealing with in the state that I am in. The exhaustion you see on my face, the crazy bedhead. I literally woke up to pee and woke up in the middle of the night to another work email. When you would think correspondence would be 9 to 5, but you know, okay, let's do it in the middle of the night. But I got up to use the bathroom and I was using my phone for light, and I had to swipe the notifications on my phone, and that's the only reason I opened this email. I didn't mean to. But it put me in a very triggered space at about 1:30 in the morning. So, oh wow, that was 2 hours ago. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna be exhausted. The night before last, I got about 3 hours of sleep. The night before that, not very much more. Saturday was a very good, very hard professional day for me, and I felt like I showed up very well, very good for my business, very good for the collective community that I had agreed to be a part of, that I thought everyone was on the same page with everything about. And by 9:30 Friday night, my world was flipped upside down. And I was triggered in a very professional business environment by people that do not know me personally, have not taken the time outside of my paid arrangement with them to get to know me personally. And now it is impacting the safety of my personal business. It does impact the safety of my home and my kids in turn, because I'm a single mom and I have 4 kids. And my business is a family business, and it's been that way from the start. And I have been, you're hearing me in more clarity. I was not grounded. At 1:30, I peed. And I tried to get back in bed, but I couldn't. When I opened the email, I ended up having to finish reading it because my brain doesn't work it that way. I couldn't just stop. And I know some people just do it. That's okay, maybe for you, but that is not my experience as a very neurodivergent person. Especially when situations like this were so tense, and I have been waiting for hours all afternoon when I have communicated clearly during the day, 2 different days in a row now. And I'm being met with continually getting email communication in the middle of the night after I have communicated that this has put me in a triggered space. Just in saying this, I pause like that because the back of my brain, I actually think it's my higher power or my higher self. But while I'm verbally processing this way, I'm getting downloads at the same time and clarity of what needs to happen in this situation for myself that you guys don't fully have a picture on because I can't give it. This was not something I expected. This was not something that I thought to see cult behavior in. But as someone who has 25 years of experience in that, very well documented, an actual cult, and because of the spiritual environment that I was under the impression that this co-op operated under, that is why I moved forward in this space. And I knew this weekend was going to be a big event. I didn't know how. I put so much work in last week amidst all the frustration and all the mishaps and miscommunications on their end. And I really expected it to be a great turnout for an event, and it wasn't. Which suggested that there was disappointment, and they asked for feedback. There was also personal remarks made towards people in my family. Very unprofessional. And when I professionally called out a person that needed to be and asked to remove myself per our lease's agreement, from what I see. Yeah. In this opportunity of the last 3 days, I have been given the opportunity of growth and expressing my personal boundaries for myself. I have been given the opportunity to express my physical boundaries, but also my spiritual and energetic boundaries, which I didn't realize needed to be communicated. If you're being talked about in the background, guys, if your name is in other people's mouths and you don't want it to be, protect yourself. Because I protected myself going into this space, and while this is difficult, I'm still protected. I'm confident, I'm shook, I'm triggered. But actually, I'm not triggered. I'm walking through the trigger. I'm walking through the trigger with awareness, even if it's not graceful all the time, even if it's not pretty. I'm walking through it with awareness. That was something I never had before. 1111 just came up as I was saying that. I don't know what's going to happen with this video. I think that's all I want to share for right now. Because I really didn't get on here for anybody else. I got on here because my body is dysregulated, I was triggered, and I couldn't go back to sleep, and all of my support people right now are asleep. Not even just in this home, but in other spaces as well. Professional and otherwise. I have a lot of tools and a lot of resources that help me. And I am not proud of my behavior consistently over the weekend. But I will also state that over Saturday, I was very proud of my behavior up until maybe Sunday. And even then, I was trying. I was in a very triggered space. I had expressed previously that they had pushed me into a triggered space. And I expressed over and over again that my mental health was not okay. But that was not heard. That was not seen professionally when I asked to make it professional. And now, 3 days later, now that I have lost my cool, because it pushed me so far psychologically, I'm being made to seem unsafe. My business is being made to seem as a threat when it is not to anyone. It is thriving. I have consults and people waiting for me right now, but I have not moved forward because I didn't feel easy in this space and I didn't know why. That even just gave me clarity. Thank you for that. That even just gave me clarity on what I need to do with my business and those potential clientele right now. I think that's all I have for right now. If you're watching this, thanks for watching it. If you're seeing this, then I apparently decided to release it, and I probably won't explain why. Because this situation has taught me, and this is where I will end. Maybe another poem's gonna come from this, who knows? Because that poem came from my cult trauma actually being triggered as well in a different kind of setting. Another safe space, I thought, about 6 weeks ago. And when I went back and was just reading over that, because that's the last poem I wrote before I started my writing tonight, even though I probably won't now. I think this has helped me relax enough that I will go upstairs and go to bed after this. Thank you for that. Tonight, I witnessed myself wake up to pee and be in a very triggered, vulnerable human state. Panic set in because I'm unable at this moment to have help from other people, which is part of the reason later on I thought to pull out a camera. Because with my autism, seeing the timer And seeing the green light makes me feel like somebody's listening. Even if this video just stays in my drafts, psychologically it helps. And honestly, going back and rewatching my videos is very therapeutic for myself. But that is why I'm on video, because I had started panicking. Because my solid partner, my safety net for myself, my children, and many other people, the backbone of the music mom. The backbone. Because before him, I was just a piano teacher. I was a good one, but I wasn't the music mom yet. Not like this. But I can't use that support right now because it's the middle of the night. And because of the small business events that I've had to facilitate or be a part of collectively over the weekend, we both were already running on fumes. He had taken over home duty in a lot of ways, which does include my children, yes, because he loves them deeply and they love the crap out of him, and it is a very healthy, beautiful relationship, and he has been nothing but safe with them from the get-go, and I know that as their mother. I'm a good mom. I'm a very good mom, and I know that. I am not unsafe. My business is not unsafe. And while I stood there in the panic, processing what my options were, feeling the awareness in my body rise, my body freak out. Honestly, I started freaking out. I did. I went into a whole panic attack. I don't even want to know what my heart rate spiked to. I'm not wearing my monitor right now. My private nurse practitioner and I are concerned that I may have POTS. So I have not only psychological disabilities, mental health struggles, but they have been major setbacks for me, and I have that documented and have for years now. It is why I'm so new to the business world. But now my body is actively shutting down as well. Not now, but in more recent time, my body has actively started flaring up in ways that it has not before. And it is a lot of it pointing to trauma, compiled very much by the cult due to my nervous system. And not just the cult, but other aspects of trauma as well. And that's why these symptoms surfaced at 30. And you know what? These symptoms didn't surface until after I moved into that space, because my body knew it wasn't safe and it was trying to tell me. I just didn't know to see the signs. I was too busy blaming myself and my past and my traumas for the signs. Man. And I still struggle, don't get me wrong. This experience the last 2.5 months is not the cause of this nervous system issue I'm having, and this, I don't know, misfire in my brain. There's a couple of diagnoses that I'm going through right now medically with actual doctors. Lots of tests being run. That was not public information during this time frame within the co-op, because I've tried to keep this in my conversation has been professional up to this point with these people. And business unrelated to my personal journey and my personal health care. And tonight, I got to witness myself in the panic. I got to witness myself in the trigger. And tonight, for the first time, I chose to walk through that trigger instead. I walked through the trauma. I didn't let it happen to me. I walked through it with my eyes open. I saw what it was the entire time. And that is why I'm so tired. That and the lack of sleep. Well, there is the internal process, the external, and the body still has to go through its avenues, and I have not slept much. I have not eaten much in days. I have not slept much in days. to stop. Thanks for listening if you see this. If you don't, then it's just for me. I do know this journey is something I will be vlogging through, filming myself through, because I do plan from the get-go to help people with my journey and my story, and continue to be an inspiration to others, and a safe space, and a beacon of light for everybody who needs it. All of the little guys, all of us. If it's a religious cult, I've got experience there. If it is a 12-step type of cult, I have experience there. Kind of, but yeah, actually it's kind of similar. That one's not, I wouldn't call that cult, but similar. Because the essence of what that group is great. Just like the essence of what the Bible is great, but it's being misconstrued, at least through my experience in that way. In more recent events. And now in a professional, spiritual setting, I've experienced cult. And I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for alignment. I'm grateful for the many, many supports that have popped up along my path just in the last 3 days. That I've been in such a triggered state, I can't process that part of it right now. I'm tired. I'm good. I'm protected on all levels. Me and mine are protected. We are safe. And what is not for us will not touch us. Only our highest goods come to us. And that's because that's what I've claimed for a long time for myself and for my family. And for those that I hold close and dear to my heart. With love.